Normally, this video would go on my cassette master account. But because my cassette master account is still limited by 15 minutes, I'm going to be using my cassette26 account, which has unlimited time. This is direct upload, and I know the frames per second is the worst thing ever. But what I'm going to be doing is attempting at making a video of quote-unquote live, of real time of me working some on a wire recorder. I was sent a replacement head for my Crescent Steno wire recorder. Now, head was originally a silver tone head, I think. Oh man, I hope my laptop will stay in here safe. But it's slightly, just very slightly larger. It may or may not fit. I hope I'll be able to get it in there, because the original machine's head is shorted out, and whenever it's plugged into the amplifier just gets super duper weak, and whenever I'm picking things up, whenever I take it out of the amplifier and hook up a microphone, it passes the signal fine. So this wire recorder also, I don't have the power cord for it. What I have to actually do is I stick alligator clip wires into where the little connection pieces are for the outlet. But this is a very old wire recorder from 1950, and because it has a date stamped on the inside. I think it's September something 1950. I know, I wish it was in the 40s, because that would have been a lot cooler, but still, it's very early. Still, it's 1950, not even 1951. But here's a thing also about tying knots for the wire, and an entire letter too was included. It was very nice of this man to send this head. I'm really hoping that will work. And here is the head. You can't see it. The bag's just glaring like there's no tomorrow. Here is the head, or it will contain your record playback and an erase. Record playback, I'm saying, is one head, not two heads. It's two heads inside, built into this one thing. And it has this 4-prong plug, I believe is the same kind of plug on the inside of the wire recorder. Put the head over here. This is the back of the wire recorder right now that you're seeing, which is kind of the side and the back. Now this will, I already replaced some capacitors, some audio capacitors. Original electrolytics I did not replace. They seemed fine as far as filtering is concerned. But you can see the wire recorder right here. Boy, it would be neat to get this thing restored. Here's what the top of it looks like. And there's the original shorted out head. Now, it'll also need some mechanical work, although the motor runs. These wire things, at least on playback, does not run because it has bad idlers. Either really dirty idlers or idlers that might just have to be completely redone by Terry, rubber, and roller. But if I can get a machine like this with a good head and get everything else good, and all it needs is new rubber on the idlers, it would be well worth it. So I'm going to take this top piece off. Chances are maybe you heard a siren from outside of an ambulance. But anyway, I want to try to take the wire spools off so they don't have any issues of, like, you know, falling off if I turn the thing over. This one just doesn't want to come out easily. Luckily I didn't snap the wire. This is the original wire that went to the machine. Crescent recording wire. Has an old recording of a man on it who speaks. Although he is probably no doubt an American man, he has a unique accent. I guess it was just a kind of thing back in those days. The way he spoke sounds different. I heard it when I played it on a Webster Chicago wire recorder that I ended up giving to John Clark, JRC Studios, as a gift. But that's how I was able to hear what was on the wire earlier, which was like a couple of years ago when I played at. So let's get this top assembly off. There should be some things to unhook. First of all, there's the counter. That unhooks from the inside, doesn't it? I'd probably need to take the back off too. So I know this is live. There's no pause because I'm afraid to unhook that again. I'm going to need to screw the top back on because I don't want the top kind of falling off, and I want to turn it over. I want to have this the top cover on top so it doesn't put pressure on this plastic or perhaps Bakelite thing there. To have this machine restored would be truly an awesome thing. I have 3 wire recorders in my collection. Used to have 4, but I gave that one to John Clark. I have this one. Then I have a Magnascriber Deluxe, which I got working except the rewind and fast forward, which I could not get working. I have a video showing that where I said help, won't rewind or fast forward wire recorder, something like that. I still don't know how to get that to rewind and fast forward. Actually, I haven't worked on it since I made that video. Then I have another Webster Chicago, smaller Webster Chicago recorder that was probably made for dictation with the transcription machine type use. It's a smaller one, and the motor runs, wire turns, but amplifier on it's completely dead. I haven't went in to try to recap it or anything yet. I just haven't really worked much on my wire recorders. I don't have as many high voltage capacitors lying around. Most of my high voltage capacitors are 100 volts, which is too low for something that's greater than 100 volts. So it's a shame. I don't like having to order them off the internet too often. Costs add up, and not only is that, but it's, of course, you have to wait for the shipping, and that's always a nuisance. But sometime I'll probably get to restoring the other Webster Chicago that I do have, which cosmetically is in extremely good condition. To my disgrace, though, I didn't get the microphone with it. The microphone was missing whenever I found it, so it has that strange plug that some of you may be familiar with, and no microphone for it. So I probably, if I can get that to work, in order to mic it, I'll probably have to just stick wires into the holes of the plug. Well, I already unhooked the head here. That's the plug-in. Now I'll see if it fits. This is one of the moment of truths. One of 3 moment of truths. Okay, first moment of truth. It's good. Head plugs in just fine. Plug is of the right size. We're good there. There goes the screen. Okay, we're still videoing. Okay, the first moment of truth had to do with this plugging in. The second moment of truth will be whether or not I can get it to fit, and the third will be whether or not this head is good, or if it's shorted or open. Okay. Now to just okay, all I had to do is pull that out of it from the counter. That was very easy. But now I need to unplug where the no, wait. No, I don't think I have to unplug anything else. I'm gonna do it. No, those are wires that go down there. Wait, wires that go down there. Wait, no, that the motor. Yeah, I need to unplug this plug here that goes for the motor. Now, I'm sorry you can't see into this thing. Matter of fact, I will angle it so you can see into this thing. There's vacuum tube circuitry, obviously. It's very neat. Those old rubber idlers will need to be... Well, that rubber idler looks to be in suitable condition. Now, the other one I don't think is in as good shape. This was made September 30th, 1950. That's stamped onto the tube chassis inside. Okay, I unplugged that. Okay, here's another plug I need to unplug. Right here. Goes to the counter. Probably an automatic timer system or something like that. Now that I unplugged those two plugs, should be able to remove the top cover without constricting wires. Not top cover, but the top assembly. Top cover is just cover. Oh yeah, this obviously isn't an all-metal case too. Man, if they could do stuff like that nowadays, and even more days back in those days, like with recorders that are always in plastic cases, even in the vintage ones, imagine if they could have all been done in metal cases. Just imagine how much sturdier they would have been. I mean, it's just awesome. All this, the metal on this. And these things were really well made. Mint business. Okay, got that assembly out. And I'll give you a nice view. Oh. I just asked that didn't hit a vacuum tube, because if that broke a vacuum tube, I will go insane. It's these little metal pieces here. I don't even know what happened to the other one. There. There's the inside part there. Wow, I don't even know what happened to the third one. The third one's just gone. Or it probably went in there and then it kind of got to where... There it is, down there. I need the tweezer before this destroys my finger. It's these little spacers. That's what fell down. They go between the top part and this part. Oh, this assembly here is from 1951 actually, so this machine is actually not quite all from 1950. This part's from 1951. Stamped right. April 5th, 1951. Wow. And right there is the original head